Let's see what we got here live on YouTube. Man, I love seeing that. Always makes me happy. I don't know why it makes me so happy to see it, but it's like, hey, it worked, it worked, it worked. And after hundreds of these, you would go, yeah, it worked. But no, every time I'm just like, hey, it worked. I am Kurt Von Anen, your host of the Mañana morning check-in. I've already got the sound off, so there's no weird echoes coming in today. And today is March 30th, 2021. March 30th, 2021. Welcome to Tuesday, folks. I am really hoping to lay out kind of a good message today, and it's coming to me in bits and pieces and dribs and drabs, and it's weird how all the puzzle pieces just start to plug in. So think about some of the things I've talked about recently, especially in the daily emails and in the daily inspiration messages that go out. And then, of course, these YouTube lives, right? There's been a lot of, I did a thing on focusing on kids. I did a thing on focusing on journaling. I did a thing on focusing on communication with peers. I did a thing on leadership. This week, I'm focusing on the inner circle, right? So I'm talking about taking a small group of people and putting those people close to you, the ones that know how you tick and how you're inspired and how you make things happen. That's your inner circle, right? Those are people that you can go to. Now, let's extend that just a hair. And I was on a call today with Giver Marketing. So Giver Marketing is this group of professionals I really, really enjoy. They have a private group on Facebook. I've mentioned it multiple times here before. Whether you are a digital marketer, the client, somebody that's writing a book, or, a coach or whatever, there's a lot of good stuff they talk about in Giver Marketing. And they do this weekly meeting on Tuesdays where they discuss things in a certain cycle that makes a lot of sense, right? They'll do like social media tools, communication tools, LinkedIn tools. And, LinkedIn is social media, but they've got a special thing for LinkedIn there for professionals. And there's a lot of really, really good advice in there. But today was talking about this thing. Now, I don't want to steal it, right? But they call it referral ping pong. And referral ping pong is almost like gamifying the whole idea of, introducing people in your network to other people in your network and being strategic about it, right? And so I'm thinking about how these puzzle pieces all fit together and how I'm hoping this inspirational message hits you in the feels, right? Journaling takes care of you. The physical fitness to fiscal fitness takes care of you, right? So we did content where we said we got to pour into yourself, build yourself up. Then I started talking about, raising kids, right? So that's like, hey, how do we do that? Or how do we train our replacements from a leadership perspective, right? How do we train our replacements? And talked about legacy, equity, things like that, right? So we talked about that stuff. And then we talked about some leadership principles, right? And now I'm talking about this inner circle thing. And then Giver Marketing comes up with this referral ping pong today on their bonus episode of the Tuesday meeting. And, referral ping pong is an interesting thing. If I've got people in my network that I know well enough to refer to other people in my network, and then those people can in turn refer me, that first level of referrals, while it might not be the inner circle like I was talking about in the emails, they do become what's called a power partner, right? Somebody that is working with you, not necessarily for you, but working with you. You are working in tandem with somebody else in search of new clients, new success, new business, new efficiencies, new opportunities, right? And this is so huge. Folks, we forget to ask people for permission. We forget to give people a call to action. I do this all the time. I'm completely guilty of this, right? How many times have you received a message from me and you go, well, that was neat, but I got no idea what he wants, right? That's because I'm probably sending out some value-added material that I think is just cool to share, right? So I share it with you, right? And then I share another one. Then I share another one. I just share a bunch of stuff because it's me. That's what I like to do. I like to propagate this information and this content. But let's face facts. At the end of the day, I am running a business, right? I'm a membership and learning site expert. I've got my new social media platform called the Challenge Connection. Boom, right there, right? I've got the Power Sports Academy, right? So if you are affiliated with anybody in power sports, whether it's at the OEM level all the way down to, technician and lot boy, I need to be connected to those people because it's that influence, it's that daily connection that I have with the power sports community, right? That pours that effort back in. Now, not everybody becomes a paying client of the Power Sport Academy, right? But the more people that I have in that niche connected to me as the fixed operations trainer in the country for power sports, the more solid my connection is when someone does become a customer, right? And when they join the family at the Power Sport Academy, they're in the family. You can ask any of the dealers I work with currently, and they'll be like, man, even when the training's over, it ain't over, right? I stay in touch. I check in. How you guys doing? Do you have a new service writer? Do you need a refresher? Do you need this? Do you need that? Because their success is part of my success, right? So I want to make sure that these people continue to grow and make money and feel, to me, the emotional feeling of success is as important, if not more so, than the financial feeling of success. And, there's business people out there that just cringed when I said that, right? But think about this. If your staff has emotional buy-in and they're tied into these successes, they're going to put in twice the effort to make the financial success a reality. So to me, I would much rather have happy people chasing a goal than a bunch of unhappy people that possibly made the goal. Because unhappy people that make the goal, they don't feel recognized. They don't feel vested in. They don't feel like they're part of the success. And what they do is they take those skills and they move on down to someone that's going to pay them an extra $1 an hour because they don't realize the level of appreciation that you would have for them, in building that success. So, folks, I'm blending a lot of messages here together, and I'm hoping that I'm not blurring the lines. I'm hoping you can see the transition from one thing to another, from one focus point to another, to another, to another. All too often, I'll talk to business professionals and I'll talk about making websites or doing a public talk somewhere or working with youth. And all of a sudden, they glaze over and they've got this, oh man, this guy's trying to be everything to everybody. He's not focused. I don't know what he's talking about. Now, that's a big fear of mine. That is one of those things that I have to overcome. But to me, all of these things stair step together and build a portfolio of demonstrable success where I can take a look at things like, man, Monterey Peninsula Power Sports up in Northern California. Man, it just blow my mind because I look at where they were at a year ago and I look at where they're at today. I had just messaged, it was somebody's birthday up in Canada, and they were COO or office manager or something of the Ducati dealer up in Richmond. And this is on the west side of Canada. And I can remember when I first started working with that dealership, the look of disbelief, right? This is Canada, bro. That doesn't work like that here. You can't do that with technicians. Customers won't do that. I can't do this. I can't do that. And it was all these assumed obstacles for finding success within this business model. And yes, Canada is very different. Technicians are certified by the government there, right? Technicians in America can go to Sears, buy a toolbox. Sears is probably out of business. They can go to Harbor Freight and buy a toolbox, carry it into a dealership and go, I'd like to be a mechanic, and they'll get to be a mechanic, right? Canada is very different. You have to go through a schooling system and a certification process and be recognized and licensed by the government. And then you get a job as a technician. And then in a lot of these cases, they're not paid on flat rate. There's no such thing as a pay for performance pay grade in Canada. I mean, there is, but very few dealers have a pay for performance pay plan. They have these, salaries. And when they talk about efficiency and productivity and success and profitability driven through the service department of the dealership, it's a foreign concept until you really break it down and you start to put some policies and processes in place and you start to reward people and bonus people based on performance. Then it's like, oh, wow, right? I can't believe it. Now the team's really going for it. And, was it 650 or it was almost $700,000 that dealership was up within 7 or 8 months of taking a course with me, right? And I can remember going and visiting them. And now it's been a couple of years, right? Because, well, it's been over a year since we've been to Canada because the border's been closed. But it was so awesome to go and visit that dealership and be a part of that success, to acknowledge it, to be there, to pat them on the shoulder and reward them, emotionally for that success, right? It's up to the business owner to reward them financially for the success, but to reward them emotionally for that success was huge. I mean, pardon me, they were looking at like a $1 million increase in parts and labor sales for a year. That's incredible. If you were to go to your boss today and go, hey, I think I got a way that you could spend $10,000 and make an extra $1 million this year in sales, I think people would lose their minds, right? And then even if you just use the 36% gross profit thing that a lot of shops go by, what's 36% of 1 million? You're telling me you wouldn't want to make $360,000 profit extra, right? So that's not a bad return on a $10,000 investment. And so pushing hard. I've got a gentleman out in the Northeast that is joining the Power Sports Academy, hopefully soon. We've got some things to work out, and we've got some more conversations to have. But so far, I think he likes the product I offer and the modality in which I deliver it. And I'll be adding him to the team to help with some sales and some propagation of our services out on the East Coast. I'm currently looking for someone west and central and southwest to help as well. Now I'm in the Southwest, and I'm real tempted to just hit the road myself and start knocking on doors, man, calling dealers and selling them on the Power Sports Academy. But the other side of me is like my strength is running this thing, right? And so I don't want to become one of those owners that gets so obsessed with the doing that I miss the opportunity for growth on the back end. So if it means paying out more commissions and helping other people find their financial success through my program, then I'll add them to the team and we'll move forward. So, this is kind of that call out, right? So if you listen to this, if you are connected to someone who needs to be connected to me, chances are I've got an employment opportunity for someone that's up for a pay for performance position to help us spread the word of the Power Sport Academy. Now, Challenge Connections working well. I've got some other, obviously, people that I'm working with on the board behind me. One of these days I'm going to have to erase that board because maybe I shouldn't have their names up there. But that's a reminder to me when I'm working to go, hey, I need to focus. I need to get back on track. And these whiteboards and these notes that surround my work area, they help keep me focused. So, folks, I went the long way around today, right? Here's the deal. My daily inspiration message, as broken as it may seem sometimes, if you plug in here, here, and here, it's all connected. I'm in my 50s now, right? I've been around for a while. I've seen what works, what doesn't work. I've implemented a lot of things that do work, especially with communication at a lot of different businesses, from small, medium to large. And I need you to stay focused with me, right? When I do a thing on journaling, which is going to come around again real soon, right? When I do a thing on journaling, self-development, leadership. I mean, do you remember the 5 levels of leadership that we did a whole book review on, right? Leadership, we did a whole book review on that. We did a book review of Kevin Cope's book, right? Seeing the Big Picture. These materials and this way that I'm trying to pour into this community is all meant to drive you to find your success. And then as you begin to find your success, as you begin to build that momentum, there's going to be moments where you're going to go, I got to get in touch with Kurt. I need a membership site for this. Well, then I'm your guy. That's when the monetization comes in, right? I need a membership site. I need a learning site. I need a public speaker for, this spring's corporate event. I need someone to talk at my Christmas party. I need someone to come and talk to the kids in my church. I'm your guy, right? But let's focus on stringing these puzzle pieces together and building you the best picture of success that you can find for yourself. All right, folks, I say it all the time.